What's going on, guys? Welcome back to the channel. And last time you saw our V8 Delorean project, we had this bad boy sold. And we thought for this episode, we're gonna bring you up to speed as to what's going on with this car. We also have some really cool goodies that just came in. Now, if you own a performance shop or if you ever worked on performance cars, you know some of these jobs are really expensive and they're big ticket items. And in doing so, sometimes it takes a little longer than normal to get paid. So in the meantime, when we're waiting for the old Benjamins to hit the bank account, we figured we'd give you an update on this car and some cool parts that we got coming in, and also some other stuff that's going on in the shop that we are filming right now for upcoming episodes. So let's take a walk. Now the back end of the DeLorean hasn't changed much. We still got the LS-based V8 back there. We're doing some drive chain goodies, but we also got Danny Klaus's Porsche, his 911. We did a 3.8 liter twin turbo. We're doing a radiator upgrade and a bunch of other stuff coming up soon. If you haven't seen that project, you can get caught up. And we have this super cool Plymouth GTX by my buddy Eric from Florida High Performance. It's gonna get to the point where he's probably gonna be a main staple on this channel, but this is actually for his dear old dad, so we're gonna talk about that for a little bit. And also, last episode, we brought the wide-body car back from the grave, and we're doing a bunch more work on this car and getting it up to speed and getting some things done to it to get it back on the road. But in the meantime, our V8 car. So we got some boxes here. In the previous episode, I teased a Mazda Miata front suspension, and we also shot an episode doing 240SX front suspension. All that would have worked, but I wanted to go a little bit more in the lines of what they would have done back in the 80s. And what came to mind was what's in these boxes here. I don't know which one's which, so we're just gonna open them all up together and experience this all at the same time. I think these are brakes. Yeah, these are brakes. Ideally what would happen in this car would be a dual A-arm setup. So we got some cross-drilled rotors here. I'm debating whether or not I'm going to use these, because obviously we got our Willwoods. But the DeLorean suspension is very antiquated. If you haven't seen that episode, we'll put a link in the description below, where we tore the thing apart, explained all of the drawbacks and setbacks of that setup. So this setup I saw was very similar to what we get in a normal DeLorean. So we got a top A-arm. Look at that. That'll be our top A-arm. We're probably gonna get rid of that guy. And we got I think this might be lowers. Yep, then we got a lower A-arm. So this is a upper and lower control arm setup from a Mustang 2 front suspension, which is extremely popular in a lot of hot rod applications. They've been using these things for years. Now, we're gonna be filming an episode coming up of some of the hurdles that we're gonna probably run into making this work, but I'm pretty confident that this will be the last iteration of the front suspension on the car. I want it to look like, if you look under the card, you can't tell it's been modified. And if we're gonna do it with the Miata or the 240SX, you're gonna tell that brackets were added and stuff like that. The reason I'm going with this setup is because I want it to be the less invasive way of going about it, but also I want it to look like it's factory from when it was brand new. We're also gonna be doing some brakes. So we got our Willwood 4-piston here. Now, this is gonna be pretty cool because these are the front rotors, a little dusty. These are the front rotors off of the wide-body car, and the reason I took these off is because I'm going to go ahead and make brackets for this kit that doesn't exist anymore, so I can duplicate it onto our V8 car. We also have these 4-piston calipers that we got from another kit, and I'm going to go ahead and repurpose these 4-piston calipers for the back of the car. So originally this car came with our original antiquated single-piston calipers with the mechanical e-brake function right here. It's a solid rotor, it's not a vented rotor, so all that's got to be changed. You know, we got a V8 back there, we got to be more mindful about our stopping power, so we feel like Willwood's going to be a good medium as far as getting that done. So we'll be hooking up with JC in the near future, getting the brakes dialed in, getting our brackets and everything like that. Shifting focus back to the control arms, I forgot to mention, guys, we're not going to be using the factory DeLorean spindle, and that's the actual metal piece that the brakes are going to bolt to, your hub and all that stuff. We're going to use all Mustang 2 parts. So I think we got some spindles here. Oh, that's another rotor. Yeah, it is going to be springs. Yeah, springs and shocks. Where are spindles. Oh, maybe they're in here. No, it's on the control arm. Oh wait, I know this kit came with spindles. Oh, I didn't get spindles with the kit. Unless they're in this. I didn't get spindles. I guess I'll have to call the company and see what the heck is going on with my spindles. Well, now that I made a proper mess, let's go talk about the blue black sheep that's sitting over in the corner. So you guys have seen in the past episodes, we did a lot of work with Eric from Florida High Performance. We did big block exhaust for his Nova with a transmission mount. We just finished a full exhaust for his Bel Air, but this is pretty cool because this is actually Eric's dad's car. So this is a Plymouth GTX, I believe it's a 1970. And this car is near and dear to my heart because this is the car that my dad had when I was like 8 or 9 years old, and I grew up, you know, riding in that car and learning about cars and like kind of falling in love with them. So it's kind of cool to have this thing in here because we're going to take it from what you see now to a full-blown resto mod. We're going to be putting a modern Hemi engine in it with a Whipple supercharger. We're going to be doing the full drivetrain. We're going to be doing a mini tub in the back, a 4-link rear suspension, and a full IFS system with modern disc brakes. So watch for episodes coming out very soon on this car because it's going to be really cool to watch it go from what you see here to just an insane machine that's going to have way too much power for this old man. So the last car in the shop right now is our wide-body Delorean. We have an episode on this bad boy out right now where we tear this thing apart, we get it out of Miami, and we pretty much outline the plans that we have for the car. Right now we're filming a new episode on the wide-body car. We're redesigning the turbo system. We heard the internet loud and clear that the turbos are way too low on the back of this car, and I'm just trying to simplify things, obviously for the customer and for the future efforts that we have with this thing, to be able to make it a lot more reliable and a lot less problematic. Now, we're gonna have a lot of episodes coming out for this wide-body car, and I hope you guys can join us along in the journey of this thing. But in the meantime, we'll put a link in the description below of the episode that's out currently. Now, on my Instagram, I teased a big announcement that we want to make about the Deloreans and about everything that we have going on here. It's no surprise that I'm addicted to Deloreans and I love these cars. The other cars are cool and I like working on classics and muscle cars, but I really think that these things have a lot more legs left in them as far as where they belong in the rest of the mod world. And for that reason, we've launched an all-new website, MosseriAutomotive.com, where we are outlining our plans to produce a limited run of 12 of these twin-turbo wide-body cars. Now, the customers are going to have the option of either picking their own custom interiors, as well as whether or not they want turbos, but they will all be LS-based V8s, unless someone specifies a different drivetrain. I'm not super strict about that, but I only am going to build 12 of these cars. After that, we're all done. So if you guys could go check out the website, we also have different items on there for our merch store that we're going to be launching very soon, as well as fabrication and other things that we do here at the shop. So if you need any work done, you can let us know. But if you want a Delorean, let me know. That's pretty much what we have going on in the shop right now. We have a lot more things in the works coming up soon. We know that you guys like to see the Delorean content, so we'll be pumping out a lot more of this wide-body car, and hopefully we get that V8 car going really, really soon as well. But thanks for watching, guys, and thanks for subscribing, and we'll see you on the next one.